I mean,
Stuff to all of them and make them all nice.
I mean, this alleyway could be. This is the bridge between Rudy Road to Swadera Street, where Roland High School is. It's only like a block, and here's the alleyway in between Rudy Road and Swadera Street. Over here is Rudy Road, the alleyway. Over here is Swadera Street, and that's where Roland School is. That brick building across there is Roland School. And we're gonna walk up the alleyway where all of the kids, they just walk down here every day. Every day they just walk down here. And
All rusty nails.
rusty nails, heroin needles, people out here dumping trash. I mean, come on. Hold on, wait. Roland School is right there. So that's a good 200 feet. 250 feet away. 250 feet away. 150? No, maybe 200. No, I know my dimensions.
Dude, all the roofs are off. Abandoned cars in there. They could be stolen cars.
But what else would they be? Right here.
The key is to go in here. This is the key.
But we should not be trespassing.
Dude, this is the first leaf over here.
Oh, that's right. We're trying to buy it.
And I've already got a coupon from all the neighbors. They all know what I'm doing. I told them I'm buying it. I told everybody. I said, I'm going to fix it. They said,
Yeah, right.
I said, all right.
Because everyone says that. That's because everyone has said they were going to fix it. They were going to do it.
I already went in.
Oh, you see me? Oh, so you mean to say that right here, if you just look over here, that's the alleyway where about 250 feet away is the Roland School. Okay, all right. Everything's fine. Nothing to see. There's nothing to see around here. Everything's fine.
The kids think this is their fort, right? This is their cool fort.
Yep, this is the fort.
This is their fort. Let's go play in the fort.
Yep. This is where they take
This can
kids.
just fall on your head right here.
This is where they take kids back here and jump them and do all kind of stuff. Right here. Right here. Oh, Roland School is just beyond. Just right there. You can see the. Oh, you can see the window on the gymnasium. That's Roland School.
I'm definitely buying this. Just so you know.
So what are you gonna do with this?
I'm gonna make this a sanctuary. I'm gonna make this a sanctuary. I'm gonna do like slate all through here, and I'm gonna separate it, make it semi-flat, and I'm gonna build the walls up with big columns and big concrete railing systems, and it's gonna be dope. It'll have different cuts in it and utilizing the existing concrete structures because it doesn't look like it's bad.
So just to remind you, everybody right here that's watching, this is an abandoned building. It's been abandoned for a long time. The address is the 1800 block, and then we're gonna go right over here. That's the garage, and then the alleyway. And Roland is just on the other side, just like 250 feet away.
I'm gonna fix this, y'all, just to let you know.
And the only reason why he can fix that is because the private sector can do it much better than what the city can, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows it is the heart of the citizens, the heart of people who have a desire to want to do things into the city, and they will. Just like he's already doing, just like I've done, just like many, many, many others have. They all deserve to have respect. All of them. They should be respected. They should be praised. They used to be and they can be again.
I mean, look how nasty this is. This is all poison ivy. 90% of this is poison ivy.
Just a stone's throw from Roland School. And look, this is the smoke tree I was telling you about right here. Look at this.
This is beautiful.
This is a beautiful tree. This is a beautiful tree.
Like a bonsai.
I've been telling you this.
Like a bonsai.
I've been telling you about this since last year. I said, wait till that thing blooms. You're gonna love that. Oh, and this right here, this is where I grew up. I grew up right here. All my summers, almost every weekend. 1845 Spencer Street. That's where I grew up. So we care about this block. It takes people to care.
I'll have to rebuild the whole entire
And there's
side.
people, you have to rebuild the whole side. There's people that care all over this city. All over the city people care. And that's how we're going to rebuild these neighborhoods. The people are going to do it, and the city is going to help. We're going to help you do it, but we can't do it for you. It takes passion. What you need is your passion to be respected and appreciated. You have to be respected and appreciated for us to restore our relationships, not only with the county and the city or the state, but the citizens, to reconnect with the citizens on a whole new level. The citizens own this government. They own every single one of them. They own the codes office, they own the mayor's office, the city council. I mean, the police department, they're all part of the people. They're all part of the people. So what would you do right here? Oh, look, we have a pit bull running the street.
Is that a sheep?
Is it a sheep?
Let's see a paper.
Shoo, come here, Ma.
Can I breed my male? I got.
Yeah, this is our house. Yeah.
So right here, this is 19th Street. And everybody knows that's been following me for the past year. Everybody knows that I've been taking fantastic, actually me and Tim and I, we've been taking phenomenal drone photos all over the city. We've went to every part of the city. We're not afraid to go anywhere because everywhere people are good. And I've captured this intersection and the dangers of it with the cars and with the kids. Okay, you have trees like this. Hey, didn't we hire an arborist? Where's the arborist report at? What have you done with this arborist report? Who's paying for all that? I mean, where is it at? I've tried to get a hold of that guy. I have an email thread. 4 times he promised that he would call me back or hook up with me because I've planted 11 trees. I've planted over 200 bushes, plants, and trees, and I get no respect. But yet we're paying for you. We're paying for you. But we have trees like that. We have another tree like that. We had one that fell down here. We had one that fell way down there. Okay, so you're an arborist, right?
Park your car against it.
You can't even park your car. That's right. Oh, that's right, because you want to drive cars out of the city. That's okay. Hey, it's the free will. It's the free will of the people. If they want them driven out, they'll go out. If they want them to stay, they're going to stay. When everybody did this parking deal, the last thing that they forgot to take into consideration was the consumer market, the people. They forgot all about them. And that's why they're failing.
From here up nice.
It looks beautiful. That's the connector to Bellevue Park.
Yeah,
so we're at
if we
19th,
connect there.
and then we go to 20th Street over here. Okay, we'll walk up here. You want to see something real nice? Huh? Huh? Showing them gargoyles.
I wouldn't do that at all.
I'm just thinking of taking them to the intersection. Yes, I said gargoyles. I have some of the most fattest gargoyles in the city. 7 feet tall concrete monsters that I don't even know how I got a hold of them. I got a hold of them.
That's what it is.
And this is going on, we're gonna post this somewhere. I bet this goes viral because we're gonna give this to Harrisburg 100 because he's been dropping a lot of stories, some good stories. And I watched him get threatened. I watched him get threatened by somebody on Facebook, and all that stuff is screenshot. Everything. So now we're gonna give him a couple of stories because maybe he's more credible than everybody thinks. All you have to do is read what he writes. He knows how to write. He's a smart writer. Hey, this is the intersection of 19th and Swadera. I have some very nice drones about this. Very nice drones. You should be here. We should have came here when school was letting out or school was getting in.
But all you have to do is power wash that wall.
Power wash the wall.
And it would look 10 times better.
That's Roland High School, by the way. The Penny, the Paul Weaver Gymnasium. Hold on, let me cross the street. We don't want to get busted for jaywalking or anything. Yeah. Right here. This is the intersection right here. You've seen me on Nextdoor, you've seen me on Facebook, you've seen me on Twitter. I've posted beautiful drones of this intersection at night, dusk, day, and I said, this is a problem. This is a big problem. This is a very big problem. And all we ever got was, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, okay? And then curiously, very curiously, our mayor, Mr. Eric Papafus, who I do respect the institution of the mayorship, by the way, he goes on The Voice with Ron Chaplin's show, and he talks about how this intersection is so dangerous. He names the very thing that I've sent out to everybody. Yet again, doesn't even give credit, but worse than that, doesn't address the problem. Never addresses the problem. This is, so now we're at Roland. A lot of good kids that go here, by the way. A lot of good kids. These kids, we believe there is a very, why would you let this school go the way you are letting it go? What is the purpose of that? Is the purpose of it Is the purpose of it because everybody thinks that they shouldn't have bought the building and they're trying to make it look like if it's terrible so they can consolidate the schools a little bit more, okay? And then dump this piece of real estate off or let it rot because they don't know how to sell a piece of property? The William Penn High School, all the school property, that should have been sold 10 times by now if they knew what they were doing, okay? Or if they set the price right. That's the biggest thing. It's the pricing. Even worse than that, it's the consumer confidence. Look at this. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. This is rolling right here. So all the kids walk down Swadera Street right here. That's 1844 Testing Services Inc., right? So all the kids come right here, and we see them every day. We see them every single day. I believe this parking lot right here is owned by the school district. This is owned by the school district. You know, Mr. Mayor, you put a mailer out in Midtown, a door hanger, that shows a parking lot that says 3 years ago this was empty. Now it's full with how many cars? We know what 3 years ago and this is to the school district too, because you guys should have had a relationship. You don't have a relationship. This right here has looked like this for more than 3 years. It is always like this. It gets the last of everything, okay? Now, how do I know you don't have a great relationship with the school district? Well, because, you know, you sent them that massive trash rate increase and you didn't even pick up the phone until the very end. Oh, look at the sinkhole. Hey, the teacher, you know what's so bad? It's not even, look at this, look at these sinkholes. You know what's so bad? It's not even the kids that are being tortured in this school. It is the teachers. It is the teachers too. We should stand up for all the teachers right now. Seriously. All these teachers have to park in this parking lot, and they may have to step over broken glass or rusty nails or needles possibly, and then get tripped in these potholes right here. And we're just talking about the kids. No, we need to respect all people. Everybody has to be respected. That's why we're not going anywhere, because it seems as if people don't respect each other, but I bet we can. I know we can. Look at this. What's that? Cell phone. Well, it's not worth nothing. Oh, that knife. Oh yeah, you know, we can go in the alleyway, pick knives up. That's metal. You add that to the fire. That's how people make money in the city. We know. I'm from the city. Look at this. This is poison sumac right here. Growing up as a kid on 18th and Rudy, they call this the ghetto palm tree. And that's what I think of it, the ghetto palm tree, but it grows beautiful. Look at this. So the kids have to walk by this. This is what they walk by. Let's go over here. Look, zoom, zoom, zoom. That's rolling. That's rolling. And that's, look at that, heroin needles. But no. At the school board, they said everything's fine. They got it fixed. It's okay. It's no problem. And the media is complicit. And they say, well, we could follow up on that story, but we're just not gonna. Huh? Why?
Got tweeted at the mayor.
Is it because Harrisburg 100 beat everybody to the punch? I think so. People didn't like that. Hey, that's okay. We don't have to like everybody.
See inside that building right there.
Which building?
Inside that one that you just talked about.
The one with the tree in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It goes 15 feet straight down.
We should try to figure this out real quick. Now, I've been in real estate since the year 2000. I've been trained by the best guy in the state, arguably the top 10 in the country, from 2000 to 2005. And I'm telling you, I've seen buildings all over the state, 28 counties. I cannot figure out what was going on in this garage in this alleyway. I mean, and there's no records of it. I mean, if there were records of it, they'd have records of the wall that collapsed onto Howard Henry's beautiful garage, where nobody can get along with each other. They can't get along with each other because they just can't get along with each other, because the politics of constant conflict are good. That's a good quote. You should see where that quote came from. Look. Hey, isn't this the alleyway that here, look, there's another fork. There's another metal fork right there. You want that? Come on. Oh, look at this. No, don't touch the knife. Don't touch the knife. Don't touch that one.
Get that money.
Yeah. Hey, we'll just pick the metal up. Why not? Metal's metal. Doesn't matter.
Would you rather some glass?
Yeah, you wanna? Yeah, we could pick some glass.
Glass.
This is disgraceful, actually. And this property right here.
Look, they have a fire. Somebody just lit a fire.
Someone just lit a fire here? Oh, that's cool.
Hey, it doesn't matter. The home's next door. They won't catch on fire.
You can still smell it. Yeah, you can still smell it. Thank God it rained.
The kids, hey, let's come test out those fires.
Yep.
That's what they're thinking. This is not the place for that.
Yes.
I mean, look at this. This is where kids.
Wow.
They think this is cool.
What was this? I mean, this could have been a basement, but why would you build a basement with concrete like that? What else was this? This is an older property. This is this is not that old. But what is this? A 15-foot hole. Look what is in there. And hey, by the way, there's a bid in on this property by a very respectable person. And the people that may reject the bid on this property happen to be the city, from what we understand. Now, we have somebody that just put a bid on this property that has the intent of cleaning it up and can do it and has done it everywhere. And we would just want to know.
It's actually my father.
It's actually his father.
Actually supporting the cause. And he wants to invest some money into the community because he believes in the dream that we can make our tomorrow better.
Right.
I mean, all this has got to come down. These cars got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this.
So we hope the city doesn't hold his father up, just based because there's been some back and forth between the gentleman that I'm with and the city. That when that comes out, that's not going to be too pretty. But we're not going to go down that road yet. Hey, look, wasn't the arborist by this? Was the arborist by here? What's the arborist name? I forget what the arborist name is because he always forgets to call me back or email me back. But hey, Mr. Arborist, there's a dead tree there. It's been there for a long time. And guess who had to put it there so it didn't disturb the public? The kids. I mean, just so it didn't disturb the kids. I mean, come on. And look at this right here. More metal? That's probably a Jenny Jenkins sign they took up. Because they took her signs all over the city and tried to block them. That's funny.
Charlie out here, man.
These front runners get blocked. See all these cars right here? It's hard to see. You know, they've had fines and everything trying to force him to get rid of these cars and everything like that. And that's great. I understand, you know, the public image and all. But they don't really recall how they changed the zoning without notice and stifled, made things extraordinarily difficult to the point where you can take the cheapest car in there worth maybe, I don't know, $1. Nobody would take it. You can take any one. If you find a car worth $1, that car should stay here until this guy wants to get rid of them. Because the truth is, they're his properties. They're his properties. They're his cars. They were here before the zoning change. They were approved before the zoning change. The county still lists all this stuff as industrial, yet there are no industrial uses. They refuse to renew the mercantile license, okay, like they did to other people. How coincidental, okay? So it's like, you know, why should we bend and get rid of the cars? There's some beautiful muscle cars in there. Anybody want to buy some muscle cars, by the way, because everything is for sale. There's a VW bus over there. I mean, we don't have to get rid of them, but I mean, they can go. VW bus, muscle cars, Buick Riviera with the boat tail, boats, I mean, everything. So look at these properties right here. Look at these. Yeah, we're trying to buy these too. The ones that are terrible, we'll have these.
They get mad though because I collect all this stuff and throw it over here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They get mad that I don't have it out here on the street with the kids and that I collect it on my property. They get mad about that.
Yeah, say that again once.
I said they get mad because I collect the scrap metal over here because I teach my kids that you can make $1 out of nothing. And we collect it over here to turn it in. And they get mad because I collect it on the property, which they won't give me any other uses, so why not?
Interesting. Hey, wait till that comes out. You know, we all want to be friends. We all could do very friendly things because I don't know if anybody knows this, but we have seen the actual renderings for the comprehensive plan. We know what you guys are trying to do. I mean, those are beautiful plans. It's a beautiful plan that man had, that he did. It's a beautiful plan that Mr. Peters did.
These are supposed
Gorgeous.
to be AC units sitting right here, but they're held up.
The plan is done.
Illegally.
The plan can be done anytime. It can be finalized anytime. Did everybody know that none of the city council meters actually read the contract between the city and the consultant Brett Peters as of I think April 2017? How many years ago did that comprehensive plan start? And they may have just read the contract in the past 60 days.
Show that building.
Oh yeah, let's go see that building. Yeah. Okay. Forgot about that building. So tell us about one of your problems here, Tim, that you're having. Why is this so hard? What's going on right here that doesn't seem right? Just what doesn't seem right to you as a property owner who lights up the block at night, who put his own sweat and tears into the building, who brought his whole family here from York because he thought things were going on in the city and has done so much. What is bothering you right now about this property, the Big Ugly Warehouse?
Well, I mean, it just kills me that I've been sent every notice under the sun about different things here, and I look across the street and there's a building falling down, and they want to give them permits to expand or even to continue business. The other day I was out front of the building a piece of concrete 3 foot wide right over top of the garage door overhang had fallen and fell right on that overhang where they unload food every single day, and it just happened. And the owner, his remarks were, you know, it's just cosmetic. That could have killed somebody, you know, and the whole building's falling down.
But yet, what's going on?
But they still getting able to move forward. It's a minority vote type.
What are they constructing over there? With, I mean, did they go through the actual land development process to construct anything? We'd like to know. I mean, what did that process look like? I mean, you guys have stopped, and I've seen zoning variances hearings down at the city in the past 90 days where you guys have held people up who were investing so much of their heart and soul and dollar into this city, and they've been held up over the very simple things. And I remember some people in the planning commission not even knowing where the street was, but yet they're on the planning commission in those areas. I mean, that's just very interesting to me. But they denied that person. They denied that person, and what happened?
That cat that's getting ready to fall off on the top of that elevator shaft.
Yeah, the elevator shaft, right there. Yeah, right
getting ready to fall. Could fall any day.
Yeah.
Rebar sticking out of the wall.
Right.
All kinds of it. They shut bridges down for this. This is a structure that holds people. What's the difference?
Hey, by the way, you know what? There's a tragedy that occurred up here. A very sad tragedy where the community came together. The Harrisburg community came together like no other community I've ever seen on the news anywhere. When a young man lost his life on that floor, Mr. Braxton. The community came together in almost every corner and outside of the corner. And there was a lot of love that went on there after that happened. There was a lot of heartache and a lot of love, and they really showed everybody something. But just up here is where that tragedy occurred. And from what we understand, and we can't prove this, but from what we understand, the mayor is allowing another nightclub type thing to go there, and I don't think anybody in the community knows about it at all. And I think that he was doing it because the owner may or may not have, you know, I don't know, maybe they're just pursuing a certain kind of vote and they're lying to everybody. So if they're looking for the minority vote, let's just say they're pursuing the minority vote, I think that they are actually lying to the minority and maybe minorities that the vote they're trying to go after. I think they're promising them things when they can't deliver. And how do we know they can't deliver on this? Because we're going to show everybody why they can't deliver on this if it goes through. Mark our words. Mark our words. This is going to happen. It's not going to be very pretty. And more than 4 people know about what we're talking about. More than 4 people, including an attorney. So we just want to make that disclosure. We're talking about some very heavy things here. If we go back into the 60s terms, that's heavy. That's like Cheech and Chong stuff. That's heavy stuff, you know? Seriously. So, what else? What else, dude? What else can we say? Because we're going to take this video, we're going to have someone edit all this up and clean it up, and they're going to put it out. Like maybe in a couple days. By like Tuesday. By like Tuesday. Right? Because everybody should know about this. You know what hurts me more? It's not the fact that somebody wants to build here. Hold on, it's not the fact that somebody wants to build here, because we want you to build here. We want you to build here so bad. So bad we want you to build here. But we don't want you to get taken advantage of and lied to in the process where you put your own hard-earned dollars out. That's not very nice. I mean, that would not be a very nice feeling if you were promised something before the election, and then after election, the second term, or another term, a third term of another party, they couldn't deliver. I mean, how would that hurt you? How would that hurt you? I think that would hurt you very much. So, you know what we're actually trying to do? We're actually trying to protect that business owner right there, even though he doesn't think we are. And we're trying to protect the owner of this whole property right here, okay? Even though I don't think the owner thinks that we are, but he knows me and he knows that I am. He knows that I am. He knows I'm not. I would never let him down. He knows that, okay? And because we saw the comprehensive plan, and the comprehensive plan, which was very beautiful, very beautifully crafted, it calls for all this stuff to go. And how do you do that? How would you do that? Well, I'll tell you how you would do it. You would come in and you would label the entire area as a hazard, even though you don't have the engineering documentation to prove as such, but you just have speculation. But what you did was you put little orange triangles right here, right around this stop sign, the way it looked like on that map, that picture we have a picture of, right at a building that has just undergone the most massive renovation, the most beautiful first-class South Street Philadelphia style building that's going to be in here, okay? And You just tried to label it a hazard because he's been fighting you guys for well over 3 years, and now everything is about to come to a head. Everything is going to come to a head. And the good news is, for you, it's not going to come before the election. So we're going to be very respectful. We're not going to influence the election.
Repurposed wood from the Jenny Jenkins sign.
From the Jenny Jenkins sign. We're going to be respectful. We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see who wins, okay? Because it doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't matter who wins. It makes no difference. We're going to respect the process, and we are not going to file any kind of litigation until after the election. After the election, okay? Just note that we're doing that because we respect the process. Now, all this, picture all this gone. Picture all this just being labeled as a hazard. And the comprehensive plan is done, could be done very quickly anyway, and they're not releasing the comprehensive plan, but they changed the zoning here, they've stopped renewing mercantile licenses here, they've labeled everything as a hazard, they caused this building right here so much economic hardship directly with right to know request, which is going to come out later, a very beautiful story. I mean, this is, so what's the plan? What are you doing? To me, I mean, I don't know. It sounds like you want. What do you think? What do you think?
I think they allowed a porn guy up there taking art gallery pictures on the top floor. That's the first use they came up with, and the second one.
A porn gallery on the top floor. Wow.
And then in the front, they're gonna build another extension to the nightclub to what they're getting ready to build here, so that they can have more bigger parties and more bigger reggaeton bands
right next to a school. Hey, you know why it doesn't matter? You want to know why it doesn't matter if it's right next to a school? Because I think that you guys happen to be intentionally tanking the value of Roland School because you have a contracting school district, okay? I believe you have a contracting school district because you're not increasing the population. People don't want to send their kids to school because of what's going on at Roland, okay? And the teachers too. The teachers are frustrated too. But why would you approve a club just right across the street from the actual school that's been in the news a lot lately?
It's because they changed the wording of it. They changed the wording of it to get it approved, so that it's called a place for you to extend your dining room experience.
Oh yeah, and how do we know that? How do we know that?
We know that because it was supposed to happen here.
Yes. And why didn't it happen?
Because I wouldn't stop.
Yes.
I wouldn't stop with my lawsuit, and I wouldn't stop with the fact of what's right is right and what is wrong is wrong.
Now, they could be, I'm not going to say this is the fact, but they could be locating that club next to the school because their intention is to close that school over the next maybe 2 years. I don't know. So why would you invest a lot of money into a school you intend to close? Why would you do that? I don't know. That sounds very strange. Hey, by the way, he was talking about these signs right here, these boards. These were left over from the Jenny Jenkins campaign. This is all recycled lumber. We want everybody to know that Jenny's campaign did 10 times more with 10 times less than everybody, 10 times less. And look where she is. She is the front runner and everybody knows it, okay? And we used leftover lumber that we pieced together like mad scientists, right? Pieced them together. They're pretty good. They are very stable. And then put the signs in there and had someone else go out with paint that you picked up at what, an auction, or just picked it up on a deal, was laying around, okay, and a paintbrush, and they painted it, and it looks fantastic. Flea market paint. So used lumber and flea market paint, and she's got the biggest signs and the most beautiful signs throughout the whole city. 10 times more with 10 times less. That's what you get with the Jenkins administration. Am I right or wrong? You think I'm right or wrong? You know why? Because it's not just Jenkins, and she knows it. It's the people that she associates with. She finds the talent. She has a talent for finding the talent. Everybody wants to know what her talent is. Her talent is finding talent and motivating that talent. That's supporting. That's one of the biggest talents that you could have. That's the biggest talent that the city needs. And because she can attract that talent, she can attract all kind of people who can do everything that we just described. And it's not just Tim and I. It's people all throughout the city. They're all throughout the city. And you know what? If they're not throughout the city, we're going to make it so that everybody wants to come to the city. So all those people want to come to the city. We're going to turn the light bulb on for anybody and everybody. Okay? 5 years, less than 5 years, you could see this whole city not yet completely turned around, but very much talked about and very much with its respect back. How would that sound? Would everybody like to earn their respect back? I'm sure they would. How about their admiration for their work? Look at this. These things right here, look at this. This was nothing. This was just auctioned, I mean, just purchased over time. That's the Dauphin County symbol right there. The trident. That's Dauphin County right there. Does anybody know that? I bet not too many people know that. That's TNT International. Look at this. This is a South Street style building right here. Right here. And you want to hold this up? But see, that makes no sense. It just makes no sense to anybody. We have a car coming. I'm not going to step out because they might hit me. You never know who might want to hit me right now. This was a brick. I remember this building. You know why? Because I sold it to him in 2009. I can tell you all about this building. This was a crack house. This was a prostitution house. Every single window was busted out. The floor, the roof was rotted in. It had equipment in it. It was a garage in the back. I mean, there was no handicap access right here. There was a big gigantic tree out. There were big rocks, gigantic boulders that had roaches all in them, okay? Everything looked like crap. There was no sidewalk. The sidewalk was not done. None of this stuff was done. You had a sinking 18th and Rudy Road that was sinking continually over time, okay? So the city comes in, they make him do the sidewalk. The sidewalk gets done, it's 100 feet. Everything else gets done. So what do? You want to make us do that and not give an occupancy permit to the man? Well, then you guys should come and fix the street. And you know what? Because we didn't take no for an answer, because he put 100 feet of sidewalk in and they were still giving him a hard time about concrete, we thought it was only fair that the city or Capital Region Water put their end of the bargain up. So they came out here and they put the new inlets in. They did the sidewalk over on both sides, and they put the macadam up. They raised it up. And by the way, they were fighting about whether or not they were good people, but the higher ups, it's not them, it was the higher ups. They didn't know if they were going to do that parking lot, that corner on the other side. That was after I sent the drones reminding everybody of the conditions of the streets. But this is Allison Hill, so we haven't got much love. Why wouldn't you give much love if you want to tank the values because you have your people to come in with that RCAP money? And you know what? We like RCAP money too. Just FYI. You got anything else you want to say to these folks?
I'm good.
Alright. I'm gonna cut it off.